Well, hi folks, it's Walt Keller, and as you know, I'm an actor here in Hollywood, well, Los Angeles here, and you know, one of the big things that you have to do when you're an actor is to figure out your type. It's one of the very first assignments that you get when you come here, because that's what people are going to be booking you as. You can't play every single role because you wouldn't want to play every single role. You are, you know, for me, I'm male, I'm a certain age, probably a lot younger than I might come off, but these are how they decide your type, right? And when they have a role for somebody like me, then they just punch you right into it, right? Part of figuring out your type is getting headshots done. And that was one of the things that we just did recently with one of the great headshot photographers here in Los Angeles, a fellow by the name of Paul Smith. He told me to come with 2 looks ready, and so we had 2 different outfits, a couple different outfits. One was more of a casual sort of look, a dad look, a father kind of look, you know, a little more relaxed. And then the other one was more business, with a suit and tie and just a little bit more of that upscale lawyer, business person kind of look. It was really great fun. We were flooded with all these photos. In fact, it was hard to narrow them down to the ones that you really like the best, the ones that really represent you. And we asked a lot of people, got a lot of you know, professional help in that way, and we narrowed it down to 8 pictures. And then we put it in the hands of all of our Facebook friends and did something called Bracket Madness. We got the top 8, and we squared off 2 photos against each other for all the way up until we figured out what the #1 top photo was, which was number 040, the one that more people voted for than any others. But in this whole process, something interesting happened, and that was that we had one photo that we really liked. It was a dad photo, and it was in this red hoodie. Okay, now as soon as we flashed that photo up, it was like some kind of a trigger, and people on Facebook immediately started making all these Fred Rogers comparisons, and, you know, welcome to my neighborhood, all this kind of thing. I can't really explain it because, as I've said before, I don't even see it, but people immediately thought I looked like Fred Rogers. Now, what was it? Was it the color red? Was it the fact that it was halfway zipped up like he sort of does with his sweaters? I mean, it's not even a sweater, it's a hoodie after all. But for some reason, it was a trigger. You know, Fred Rogers had an iconic look, and boy, we're thankful for that, you know. Yes, it's a trigger, but it's also, you know, unmistakably Fred Rogers. And I brought out the laptop because it's time to do some ordering. We figured that wouldn't it be great to get that look down exactly the way it was? And as it turns out, there are several things. Of course, Mr. Fred Rogers always wore that beautiful red cardigan sweater. Well, it wasn't just a red sweater. Sometimes it was a blue sweater or a green sweater or a gold sweater. But mostly, we know him for the red sweater, the same sweater that was put into the Smithsonian Institute in an exhibit on Fred Rogers. So that's what we're going to be looking for. Now, the thing is, you're not going to be able to find it here online because it turns out his mother knitted all these sweaters for him. So you just can't get an exact replica, as it turns out. But we can try to get something pretty close, and that's what we're going to do here too. You probably recall in the series what happens is he would start every show, he comes into the house singing the song, and he's in his his work outfit. He has like a blazer on, a sport coat. And he comes in, and he has his shirt and tie, of course, and then he opens up the closet, he hangs up the blazer, he pulls out one of the sweaters, and then he walks over and he sits down, and he puts on the sweater, and then, as everybody knows, he takes off his dress shoes, and he, tosses them around as he's singing the song. It's delightful. And he puts on and laces up these sneakers. So sneakers are a part of his look as well. They're very low scale, not brandy kinds of things. They don't have brands on them. I don't know if they're Keds or what they are exactly, or they're Vans, but they're kind of one reason that he used these sneakers was because they were quiet on set, and having quiet on set is a really good thing. And of course he had your standard kind of white shirt, and he also wore khaki pants. That was the look most of the time, but not all the time. There were other looks involved, but generally that's what we know him for. The white shirt and tie. Oh gosh, I forgot about the tie. The tie is super important because you look at these pictures and the Neighborhood episodes, and you find a lot of times he favored a plaid tie for some reason. Fred Rogers had his iconic look, was the red sweater, the khaki pants, the suit and tie. It was really something that we could count on every time that we tuned into the Neighborhood, that he was always gonna look this way. And it's sort of interesting. It has an indirect kind of message, doesn't it? Maybe it was that it's okay to look the same way from day to day. It's okay to have a particular look. And he gave us really that permission that we didn't have to do anything outrageous with our fashion. We didn't have to go over the top or be super flashy. And that's really a welcoming message in today's world, a world in which, gosh, everybody seems to have to outdo each other when it comes to fashion and outrageousness. Which brings me to an interesting question. Do you have an iconic look yourself? Are you a person that always wears the same kind of jeans or maybe the same kind of outfit or a brand? What is your look? I'd love for you to put that in the comments and let us know. And also let me know if you are like Fred Rogers, in that when you come home, maybe you get out of that look and into something more comfortable. Do you do that? Well, I'd love to know. Send us comments, and if you can, please subscribe to us here at 21 Days to Fred. You can expect this next episode to go even deeper into the world of Fred Rogers. Thanks.